What's up, guys? It's been a while since we've actually had a video on the 6th Ranger channel. I thought I'd jump on to discuss a few news-based topics in the world of Power Rangers and also just give you guys an update with what's going on with me and why there hasn't been much content here recently. I feel like every time I make content here, I'm talking about why there hasn't been much content here recently, but they're all real reasons. Obviously, I want to be making videos for the 6th Ranger as often as possible, but sometimes it's just not doable. So you may or may not have noticed that we are currently in a brand new studio. We have, as a business, moved our entire operation to a new venue. It's the third time in 2 years, I want to say, that we've moved, but this is it now. This is our final home. We've really set things up exactly how we want them to be. We're in a studio now that has a ceiling mounted lighting rig, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cameras up. I can technically switch to other cameras, but they're not pointing at anything, so that would be well, it might be better viewing, let's be honest. But that's pretty much it for the update. The venue that we're in, while the studio is in this room, and next door to this room is our office where we edit. There is a downstairs to this building, which is a tabletop gaming venue. So if you're into Warhammer or Middle-earth strategy battle games, Star Wars, Shatterpoint, X-Wing, Legion, anything like that, we have a venue now here in Newport, South Wales, which is actually opening this Saturday. So if you're into that sort of thing, come and check us out. It's called The Arena. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I haven't discussed Power Rangers movie, TV show updates for a while. So there was a big announcement about 2 months ago that I didn't cover. It's been on my mind, so I figured now is, better late than never, as they say. So there was the announcement that Disney Plus would be producing or making a Power Rangers TV show. Now this is interesting news for a few reasons. I'm going to read so I don't get any misinformation. The new live-action Power Rangers series is in development for Disney Plus, marking a return of the franchise to Disney, which, as we know, was the case many, many years ago. Some consider the Disney era of Power Rangers to be not so great. Others prefer it, so depends on your point of view, I guess. IMDb reports that the reboot is being developed by Jonathan E. Steinberg and Dan Schatz. Now, whether or not this means that Jonathan Entwistle, the other Jonathan E., is still involved in his movie cinematic universe, I don't know. I don't have any contacts or links behind the scenes of the Power Rangers world or a Hasbro or anything like that, so I don't know what this means for the bigger picture of Power Rangers. All we know is that these are the showrunners for this new Disney Plus show. They're also showrunners for Percy Jackson and the Olympians, which I would imagine is a relatively large budget, big scale production as well. So look, I think making projects like this where big studios are involved, it's a whole different ball game to maybe making small TV shows, if that makes sense. So getting someone on board that's got some experience in, being shut down by studios essentially, because that's what it's all about. Have an idea, have the studio say no. That's how these things go, I hear. Anyway, the series is intended to reinvent the franchise for a new generation of fans while also appealing to existing fans. So people like myself. Now, this is where the theorizing and speculating begins, because it doesn't say it's a Mighty Morphing Power Rangers TV show, it just says it's a new Power Rangers TV show. We know from news quite a while ago at this point that the new Power Rangers content will not adapt Super Sentai or any of the Sentai footage, which I've personally always been all for. I think that's a good thing. I think the ability to produce original characters and original storylines and not have the restrictions in place that existing footage, puts on you, I think that's beneficial to the story. Imagine trying to make a show where someone's gone, here you go, here's the footage you're working with, now make a story around that. You're obviously going to be limited. And whether people complain about it or not, I know there's some hardcore Sentai fans out there that think this is the end of Power Rangers. Personally, I think it's all for the best. You look at the original Western Power Rangers characters that we've gotten, they've all been good. The Omega Rangers, Draken, come on. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. So hopefully that's a positive. But the speculatory speculationary. I don't know. The bit that we're going to speculate on today is what sort of series it's going to be. I don't know if they will go back to Mighty Morphin again. I think going to Mighty Morphin, while it may seem like a safe bet, is probably the most risky route they could go. Because, let's be honest, they're going to have to recast the main characters, and can we ever really live up to the originals? You're always treading that fine line of new versus old. If you're trying to keep the existing fans happy, you're just never going to win. You may bring in new fans, but you're probably going to piss off some existing ones, let's be honest. So, yeah, I don't know if Mighty Morphin will be the way they go. I personally think this will be a brand new Power Rangers series. Again, new costumes, new characters, a new name, a new theme, whether it's going to be like vehicle and car based like some in the past. There's always going to be some kind of theme. Post-apocalyptic, futuristic, police type team, a rescue type team. There's always some kind of theme like that, right? Samurai, ninja, you name it. I have no theories. I genuinely don't. And part of me wishes I'd done this video live so I could have interacted with you guys and we could have kind of collaborated on some fan theories of what would work best. There is some drilling going on next door, by the way, so if you can hear some rumbling, there's some drilling going on. Anyway, I mainly wanted to put this video out there to start that conversation in the comments. So if you have a theory on what this new show will be about, then put it down below. That's not all I want to talk about, though. This does mean that while we are getting a new series for Disney, what else are we getting? Hasbro Entertainment are producing this show. Hasbro own Power Rangers as a whole. They've talked to us multiple times about starting this entire cinematic universe, basically doing a Marvel. Now, how does this fit in? How do we put a Disney Plus series into a world where there's also movies that are maybe going out to theaters, maybe going on to Disney Plus as well? Like, I need more information. It's so hard to theorize and speculate when we have nothing other than new series coming to Disney Plus. Come on, Hasbro. Man. Anyway, as an existing fan, I'm going to be, and I hate this term because I've used it far too much in recent years, being a Lord of the Rings and a Star Wars fan too. I'm going to be cautiously optimistic towards this new show. I really want to be excited. I think Power Rangers is in a place right now where it needs a little bit of an injection of excitement, and the fans are just waiting for it, you know? Outside of comic books, we've not really had that much since the Mighty Morphin Netflix one, and that was just decent, you know? It put a smile on my face, but that's all it did. It didn't get me hyped for, hell yeah, let's have more of this. More of it would have been cool, but this is what I want. I want a new show, I want a cinematic universe, and I want original characters. You know what else I want? Lord Draken. Bring him into the official live-action Power Rangers world. That's what I want. But yeah, I'm just starting to ramble now. I don't know really where else I'm going with this, other than I wanted to come on, explain a few things, discuss this news, and start a conversation with you guys, because it's been far too long. It's also worth me saying that despite the fact there's not been a lot of content on here recently, the support for the channel has remained. You guys have still been watching videos here on the 6th Ranger. You've still been commenting. There's still posts in the 6th Ranger Facebook group. And it just makes me really happy. This community is amazing. The 6th Ranger army is incredible. And I'm really hoping that we can build this community back up to its absolute peak of strength. I would love to be putting out weekly content again. And if you guys don't mind this kind of format where I sit down with the camera and just discuss news, then content is far less time consuming. It's probably worth saying that, obviously talking about this business venture, the arena, this studio, we also have the Tabletop Alliance is another channel, the Broken Sword, another channel. We also have a high street retail store in the city centre here in Newport. And that drilling you can hear next door, that's in a gym that we also own. So between that and family life, it's so hard to go, okay, let's spend 6 hours editing this news video, you know? But if I can just come here, I can sit in front of a camera, put the lights on in our ready-made studio, and just talk, no scripts, purely uncut, raw, straight out of my head and just talk to you guys, then that content can roll out every week. It just depends if you guys want it, because I'm not putting it out if you don't want it. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I would absolutely love to start doing these live, like I said. Internet here isn't great, but I think a little pixelated version of me is the least of our worries. It's us getting to chat about what we love, right? And that's Power Rangers. So fingers crossed that we can get to that soon as well. I would love feedback in the comments, guys. I want theories, I want speculations, and I want feedback on this content style. Again, you're all amazing. I'm sorry there wasn't more beef. No, that's not the right word. Meat to this video. Like, there wasn't much actual news other than just kind of rambling about what's going on. But yeah, it's better than no content, in my opinion. You may argue with that. Anyway, I'm going to go away. Guys, thank you very much for watching. You're all the best. May the power protect you. And I will see you next time on the 6th Ranger.